What's going on, Heat Squad? It's your boy Angelo. You already know I'm back at you with a new video. First up, guys, you already know what the title is. Okay, you already know what I'm gonna be talking about. It's very hard to talk about this. This is something that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys that I have personally kept secret forever. Like, I've kept this secret for the longest. So here you go. So first off, guys, we are going to rewind back to 2013, back when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. I dropped down to 185 pounds. I was looking great. I felt amazing. I mean, look at this. I looked like a god. I looked beautiful. Look at this. That's how I felt, personally. I know I'm patting myself on the back a little bit too much and being a little too cocky or whatever, but I honestly felt really good about myself. Alright, I mean, it was a great accomplishment because I was always chubby my whole life until senior year. Then comes in the middle of the year where I got into a nasty 4-car collision. That was the beginning of the downfall. Now, when I got the herniated disc, I spent most of my time in therapy, so I couldn't work out. I couldn't do anything because my back was so messed up I could barely walk straight. Like, my back was in pain, and it was so bad that they had to put me on steroids, which resulted in me to gaining more weight. And I went from 180 pounds to 200 pounds. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking, Angelo, that's not that bad. It really isn't. Come on, 20 pounds? Come on, man. That was literally messing me up, okay? Because I went from a size medium to a large. Do you understand this right now? It took me years to get to that physique. And then all of a sudden, after an accident, I went from being a medium to a large. That made me feel terrible, okay? That ruined my self-esteem. That completely messed me up. I felt so self-conscious about myself. And here's the thing, I was still looking good. I still looked fine. I didn't look bad. But in my head, I looked terrible. Fast forward to 2014, okay? 2014, I'm still at 200 pounds, but I'm balancing myself. I've actually started lifting weights, so I went from gaining some weight and getting a little chubby to actually keeping the weight, but building muscle. So now I'm starting to feel more like myself again. Do you follow? Now I'm in Regals, okay? I'm working over at Regals, and I'm feeling good about myself because now, even though I'm 200 pounds, I'm looking good. I'm fresh, I have muscle, I'm built. You know, I look a lot better than before. So I started dating this girl and we are complete and total opposites. I am not even kidding you, no cap. I lived an active lifestyle, she didn't. I like to go running, she preferred to go sleeping. I wanted to eat healthy, she wanted to eat at Chili's. Like, that was our lifestyle. And the thing is that for me, I was in love, I was head over heels. So yeah, for me, since I was head over heels, this was my mindset. Hey, if she doesn't want to work out, then I don't want to work out. Who needs to work out? I already found the girl of my dreams. I love her. She's my everything. If she doesn't want to go running because she's comfortable with her body, then you know what? I should be comfortable too. Biggest fucking mistake. Biggest mistake. I should have never done that. I should have never had that mindset. Instead, I should have just said, all right, you don't want to work out? Okay, that's cool. I'll see you later. Deuces. That's how I should have handled it. I should have just done my own thing. Go out running, do my own thing, get my exercise in, and then go and hang out with her. But no, that wasn't the case. I had to stick around. Now, here's another problem, okay? The reason why I would keep it a very high active lifestyle was because I have a compulsive eating disorder, guys. I'm not even kidding you. I eat a lot. I love food. And yeah, I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, I love food too. But here's the thing, you don't understand it. I ate like 3 full plates over at her house of food, and then I'll go to my house and eat 3 full plates of food for dinner at like 10 o'clock at night, and then go straight to sleep. And that was going on for years. Within a 1-year time frame, I went to a double XL. I went from a large to a double XL, and from there, I gave up. That was it. I stopped caring. What made me give up was all these stretch marks that I developed. And that can crush a man. And once I gave up, that was it. That was over. I became depressed, lack of energy. I would just joke around and be goofy and stuff, just try to pull up a front. But in reality, I was just sad inside. I would go to sleep crying. I would cry myself to sleep, guys. I would cry because of thinking that this is my life now. This is who I am. This is what I'm gonna be like. You know, I'm this big now, and I just gotta bear with it. I grew depressed. I was suicidal. And guys, no one knows about this either. No one knew about this until right now. Like, I'm not even kidding. I never really wanted to open up to anybody about this. Now let's fast forward to 2019. Okay, this is August 3rd, 2019, when it was my brother's birthday. Okay, this is when I reached my heaviest. I don't know if you guys noticed, but that was the last picture taken of me. Like, that was the only picture you could see of a full body of me within like a 3-year time frame. Like, you wouldn't see a full body picture because I refused to take full body pictures. I hated taking pictures. That's why on Instagram I just swarmed it with just shoes. In my head, all I thought was, I'm not who I used to be. I don't look how I used to look. I look terrible. I look horrible. I'm so ugly. I'm so fat. I'm so big. I could barely get on my bed without being winded. I couldn't step out of the house without being drenched in sweat. I couldn't get on a sofa. Okay, this is how bad it was. Because of how self-conscious I was, I felt so embarrassed of how winded I would get that whenever I hung out with my parents and whenever I sat down on the sofa and I sat next to them, I didn't want them to hear me like breathing, gasping for air. I would breathe slower. I would try to hold it in as much as fucking possible. I would hold it in. So instead of me, I'm like this, barely making a sound so no one would ever recognize me just completely struggling to breathe. I didn't want no one to hear me do that. I was doing that for 5 years. For 5 years I was doing that, trying to avoid anyone hearing me struggle to breathe. Anytime I was sweaty, I would say, no, it's just humid outside. No, it was because of the fact of how big I was, I would instantly sweat. I had to be in freezing cold AC in order to maintain myself, to keep myself from sweating. And even then, I would sweat a little bit because of how cold I would get. And if I stepped outside just for a little bit, I would be drenched in sweat. And then when I came inside, I'll be sweating even more, trying to recuperate. Like, it was terrible. I couldn't fit into any clothes. Guys, do you know how horrible it is to not be able to wear anything? I work in a sneaker shop. I worked in a boutique and I could barely wear any clothes. For the most part, everything was custom made for myself because of the fact that I could not fit in anything. And the worst part is that if I wasn't wearing any of this stuff, because the only thing I could wear was basically the brand shirts, because all these shirts ran pretty big, so it felt right for me. But if I wasn't wearing this, I was wearing gas station clothes because that's all that would fit me. Like, that was terrible. That was horrible. So remember, now we're in 2019. I'm at my biggest. Alright guys, I'm at my biggest. I'm at 345 pounds. I weighed 345 pounds. My waist size was 48. I was almost a 50 and I was wearing a 3XL t-shirt that barely even fit me. I was going into a 4XL. Okay, I was that big. And the thing is that we went to Disney, but originally we were gonna go to Islands, but I fought tooth and nail to not go on my brother's birthday to Islands of Adventure. Selfishly, because of the fact of how self-conscious I felt. Why I was self-conscious? I'll tell you exactly why. I was self-conscious because of the fact that before I went over to Disney with my brother for his birthday, I went to Islands of Adventure with my ex. And here is the problem. Guys, first thing we did was go to the Hulk ride. Waited an hour. Waited a full hour. If you guys know about the Hulk ride, there's one seat in the whole ride that is made for big boys. Okay? It's made for big boys. They just took one look at me and they just said, nah, that's not gonna work out, dude. Sorry. you cannot go on here. It's not gonna work. Right off the back, they didn't even bother to let me sit. They just said, no. Out there, go. Shoot. That is literally what happened. Like, they told me, like, nah, you're not gonna fit in here, dude. Sorry. So you know what I do? I go downstairs and I go grab a pizza because I'm sad and I'm hurt. I waited for so long to go on this ride and I'm too big to get on the ride. So instead, I decided to eat some pizza. Nothing says feeding your demons than eating a slice of pizza after saying that you're too big to get on a roller coaster ride. Fast forward a couple hours. This was probably the most humiliating thing that has ever happened in my life. We're over at the Harry Potter ride. If you guys don't know what the Harry Potter ride looks like, the seats, that's how it looks, okay? Now, in my opinion, I thought I was gonna be able to fit because I've been able to fit in those before in the past with no problem. Guys, I'm not even kidding you about what happened next. We're trying to fit me onto the ride, okay? And if you guys know about the ride moves while you're trying to sit down, they're trying to latch. So just keep moving. They don't stop the ride. You just keep going and they hop on, they latch you and you go on. They had to stop the ride because of the fact that I was too big and they couldn't buckle me in time. So they had to stop the ride to try to buckle me down. You have everyone cheering for me. Everyone. And I mean people in the line, people waiting for other people to come back. Like the little waiting room, people were cheering me over there, people that were operating the customers, the employees, everybody was cheering me on, trying to get me to fit in this. And when I didn't, they tell me, it's not gonna work, dude. Sorry, man, you're gonna have to get off the ride. I had to get off the ride. And everyone even said, oh. And then you got one guy just, fat ass. You wanna know what I did? I ate another slice of pizza. I was crushed and embarrassed. So yeah, we went to Disney. And I would have to say it was probably one of my worst experiences because of the fact that I was completely drenched in sweat. And I'm not kidding, I know people were sweating, but for me, everything was heavy because I was completely soaked from head to toe in sweat. Head to toe. It was the worst experience I've ever had to deal with. The worst, probably one of the worst days of my life, okay? Right next to the other incident. But, however, it did motivate me because come September, I decided to focus all of my energy into skateboarding. One of my best friends, which I have to thank him because he really did get me back into skating again and also got me to lose all this weight. He was the one that told me, like, dude, get a skateboard, let's start skating again. I'm dying to start skateboarding. And in my head, at first, I wasn't even thinking about like, oh yeah, it's gonna be good exercise. No, I was just thinking like, you know what, I need to skate. I need to feel a little bit more like myself because after a while, I completely lost myself and I didn't know what to do with myself anymore. So I started skating. And I started losing some weight while I was skating. And I realized that skateboarding was the best outlet for me when it came to wanting to lose weight. But here's the thing, in the beginning, I was only skating for like maybe 2 days out of the week. And it was on the weekends. And the reason why is that is because, well, the person I was with didn't really like me doing that stuff. So she thought it was dangerous, she thought it was childish. So for me, I would try to avoid any conflicts. So for me personally, what I would do is instead, I would skate on the weekends when I wouldn't see her. I would see her only like, you know, in the afternoon. On the weekends, I would skate all day long. But during the weekdays, I would just hang out with her all day long and do the same exact thing, which is eat and take naps with her. That's all I would do until October. She finally left. And when she left, my weight just started dropping completely. And the reason why is that is because of the fact that I started to exercise more, because now I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start skating during the weekdays. Also, I'm gonna skate right after work. So right after work, after 4 o'clock, I would skate till 8 o'clock. Every single day. Every day, motivating myself, trying to get better, trying to better myself, trying to do whatever I can, and to the point that now I fit into an XL shirt. I went from a 3XL down to an XL. I've shrunk from a 48 down to a 40, and my journey is still not over. Right now I'm doing way better. I'm feeling so much better. I got all this energy. I lost all this weight. My face feels a lot better. I can see my neck again, and I feel so much more positive. Like, I feel so much better. I feel 1,000 times better. And like I said, I'm still not done. I still got 50 more pounds to go. And guys, I'm going to be documenting every last second of it. I'm going to document it. Anytime I go down the size, I will show you. Guys, in December, I plan to reach my goal. So in December, we're going to look back in this video and we're going to compare from then to now. So be prepared. Alright guys, that is the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, still give it a thumbs up, guys. Not gonna kill you. Also guys, if you are not part of the Heat Squad, join today by subscribing and hit that nice little bell button. Guys, I know that this video was a little bit different. You know, I thought it would be best to talk a little bit more about myself than talking about sneakers, because if you guys watch my videos, might as well get to know me better, right? I don't see what the big deal is. Besides that, I felt like this would be something to share, because I know there's a lot of other people that dealt with the same exact situation as me, where they gained all this weight and they're still struggling to lose the weight. So I want to let you guys know that it is not impossible. It's actually very possible. Nothing's impossible as long as you put that dedication, you put that mindset that you want to lose that weight, and that you will see it. You will eventually see it when that happens. If you visualize it, you will see it happen. I promise you on that, guys. Alright guys, that is the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
The more you try looking, you will get out of hand. So let this be a lesson to the future me. You gotta let live, you gotta set yourself free. Her eyes are blue like the raging sea. Her lips are soft, they put a spell on me. Her heart is warm like the fire sun. But I don't care what you have done to me. I took a chance even though it was small.